Hello, welcome to R&B Reviews. I'm Rob, and sitting in for Brennan today is my friend Dave. Hey Dave, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Alright, are you ready to review our movie for today?
I sure am.
Alrighty, let's get started. The movie that we're going to review today is called Defiance, starring Daniel Craig and Liev Schreiber. It is based on true events, and it takes place after the Polish invasion at the start of World War II and the Holocaust. The story is about the Belitsky brothers, played by Daniel Craig and Liev Schreiber, as they go to find their family home destroyed and several of their fellow Jewish neighbors killed or taken away by German soldiers. They run into the large woods nearby in order to survive, and they come across fellow Polish Jewish refugees. The brothers form an triad in order to live together. They then begin the task of creating homes out of whatever material they can find, wood, leaves, and other things. And then they start to solve the problems of how they're going to find food, weapons, try to avoid being seen, as well as survival through the upcoming winter. But over time, Craig and Schreiber's characters begin to go through a power struggle as Craig feels that there's no need to kill people for the things they need, while Schreiber feels it is necessary. Although the locations of the film felt very authentic and I thought the photography looked great, I don't think it was the strongest war-related film I have seen. To me, the film just wasn't as dramatic, except for a few scenes, including when the Belitsky brothers are attacking a German radio tower because it contains necessary medicine, as well as a scene near the end where they're being attacked by German soldiers in the forest. But other than that, it may not be a perfect war film, and I felt like the film could have gotten a better treatment. I think it does get the point across on what the event was all about, what happened, and gets you introduced to an event in World War II history that is not as well known. Overall, I would have to say go ahead and rent it on DVD. I don't think it's worth rushing to the theaters to see it, so that's my verdict. Dave?
I thought the script was real creative. It stuck to a definite story plan. The costumes were really authentic. What I didn't like about it was a lot of scenes would cut early. You'd start like a scene, and like before you get to the main idea of the scene, it would cut to another scene. Like there was this one where Daniel Craig and Liev Schreiber were out in the woods searching for food and supplies, and they come upon the Russian camp, and Daniel Craig asks the general if he can borrow some food and supplies, if his whole party could join up with the Russian army, and the general says, well, we'll have to basically test you out. So they say that they'll test his skills and everything, but before the scene ends and everything, it just cuts to another scene where you see Daniel Craig riding in on a huge white horse back to the triad camp.
Do you think the actors did a good job with their accents and all?
I thought most of them were pretty good. I noticed Daniel Craig, he stumbled in and out of the accent once in a great while, but he didn't make it as too obvious.
Yeah. I will admit, Liev Schreiber I thought was really good in his role, and I actually believe that this was one of the Belitsky brothers. I mean, yeah, Daniel Craig I thought was okay in the film acting-wise. He did, like you said, stumble in and out of his accent, but I think he also did a worthy job, and it was different to see him do something else other than James Bond.
I would basically compare this movie to an older film called Escape from Sobibor, which starred Rutger Hauer as the main character, because it was basically the same idea. One person trying to save the lives of others during war and Holocaust time.
Dave, in my opinion, I just thought that the film didn't get the film treatment that it deserves. I mean, this is a World War II event that isn't as well known as a lot of other events like the Holocaust or the bombing of London or Pearl Harbor, or with Tom Cruise's latest film, A Plot to Assassinate Hitler. This is an event that isn't as well known. I just felt like it didn't get the film treatment it deserved. I felt that there wasn't a lot of character development with a lot of the people. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that was in the Oshtrad, and you can't get to know all of them, but there were times when I just felt like I didn't get to know, like there is a bully that likes to fight with the Belinsky's younger brother, and he's not, I don't think he's really quite developed. Like, there was a scene where he declares himself leader when Daniel Craig is ill, and he fights with Daniel Craig's character's younger brother, and over rations and everything, and I just felt like he wasn't developed, and I felt like they could have done much more with stuff like that.
I agree.
How would you rate this movie? Would you say to see it in theaters, rent it on DVD, or snuff it?
I would say rent it on DVD unless you're a big Daniel Craig fan.
Okay, rent it on DVD is your verdict?
Right, unless you're a big Daniel Craig fan, then I would go see it in theaters.
Okay.
Because it wasn't one of his best films.
Okay.
Compared to the 007 stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I also, as I mentioned earlier in my video, I also say rent it on DVD. It's not a perfect war film, and I felt like it could have been done better, but it does get the point across on what the event was all about, so I do say rent it on DVD.